Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. 7th class student. How are you? Alhamdulillah, I am fine. Hopefully you are fine too. This is the 6th lecture of SST from History section, chapter number 12. Muslim scientists, philosophers and travelers. Dear students, open page number 55, chapter number 12, Muslim scientists, philosophers and travelers. The period from 9th century to 15th century can be called the zenith of the Muslim world. We have historical accounts of the achievements of various people. There were scientists, mathematicians, philosophers, travelers who left behind records of what they accomplished. Ibn Battuta was born in 1304 and died in 1368. He was probably the most famous early Muslim traveler. On foot and on animal back, he covered about 120,000 kilometers, the equivalent of 3 times round the equator. He traveled from Spain to China and from Central Africa to the Russian steppes. His account tells us much about the Muslim world of the 14th century. He studied law like rest of his family, but when he was 21, he set off on a pilgrimage to Mecca. On his first journey, he went via Red Sea, then Syria, Iraq, Khorasan, southern Persia, Azerbaijan, and back to Baghdad. He settled in Arabia for 3 years, but then became restless again and once more set off on a long journey. His travels took him to Jeddah, Yemen, Aden, Tanzania by boat, South Arabia, Oman, Hormuz, South Persia and back to Mecca. His next journey was to the Black Sea, that is in the Europe, Crimea, Constantinople, Russian steppes, Constantinople again, then towards Asia, Bukhara, Samarkand, Khorasan, Afghanistan, Hindu Kush and across the Indus. By now, he was famous and had many friends among rulers, princes, sultans and emperors. Ibn Battuta moved on to the Delhi where he met the temperamental king Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Ibn Battuta lived in India for several years as Qazi or judge at Tughlaq court. He became involved in a war of Malabar coast and was shipwrecked at Coromandel. But he sailed on the Maldives and then to Bengal, Assam, Sumatra and China, Beijing. Returning via Sumatra, Baghdad, Syria and Egypt, he made final pilgrimage to Mecca and then returned to Morocco, again via Egypt and Tunisia, arriving home in 1349. But soon he was on his travel once more across the straits of Granada, the last Muslim kingdom in Spain. Though he finally wanted to settle, the Sultan of Morocco ordered him to go to the Muslim state of Mali in West Africa, crossing the terrible Sahara Desert. Here he stayed for 2 years in Mali before reaching Morocco again in 1352 and then vanished from the history until his death 1368 or 9. His accounts of his travels is the main source of the history and geography of much of the Muslim world in the Middle Ages. Biruni, born in 973 and died in 1050. He was most famous Arab scientist of early times. He was born in Uzbekistan and died in Ghazni. He was the most brilliant scholar and scientist of his time. He spoke Turkish, Sanskrit, Persian, Hebrew and Syriac, but he always wrote in Arabic. His many books, said to be 113, included those on medicine, geography, astronomy, mathematics and history. Unfortunately, most of his books were lost, but enough remain to show what a brilliant man he was, especially when one realizes that he had a very few reference books or sophisticated apparatus to work with. He based his work to be careful observation and experiments. In 1017, he went to India to study the culture, and his most famous book is India, in which he describes the customs, languages, and science. Geography of the subcontinent in the 11th century. His other books are Chronology of Ancient Nations, Canon, a book on astronomy, Astrolabe, in which he deals with the navigation, as well as detailed account of all the known medicinal drugs at the time, and Densities, which deals with metals, liquids, and gels. He also wrote on astrology, mathematics, mechanics, meteorology, mineralogy, religion, philosophy, literature, and magic. As a sideline, he wrote physics books on such a topic as springs and hydrostatics, and on geography, wherein he put forward ideas that were centuries before their time. He suggested that the earth rotates on its axis. Third personality is Ibn Rushd. He was more commonly known by its last name Ibn Rushd. He was born in Cordoba, and he was introduced to the court of Al-Mahawiz and appointed as a Qazi judge in Civili. He had a strong command on different subjects, but his main contribution was to the philosophy. He was well versed in law and also served as physician, and his treatise on the work of the Greek philosopher Aristotle made him authority on the subject. Ibn Rushd's writings on a Greek philosophy were translated and used by European thinkers. The fourth personality is Ibn Sina, born in 980 and died in 1037. He came from Bukhara. He was a philosopher and a physician, and an important intellectual personality of his time. A brilliant student, Ibn Sina memorized the Quran at the early age and then went on to the master logic, mathematics, philosophy, and medicine. Ibn Sina's main contribution was to the medicine, and his work Canon of Medicine, Qanun al-Shifa, became in Europe the basis of teaching medicine till 17th century. He travelled widely in Persia and died in Hamdan in 1037. Eventually back to North Africa. He also served as Grand Qazi, Chief Justice in Cairo. He was trapped in Damascus when the city was attacked by Timur, who allowed him to return to Cairo. An unusual event, as many people were killed during his battle. Ibn Khaldun was a shrewd observer on human nature and the development of people and civilization. He can also be called the father of sociology for his study and observation on groups of people. The Muqaddimah, Introduction to Kitabul Ibar, written by him, is an immortal masterpiece on history. Ibn Khaldun died in Egypt in 1406. Historiography is the study of how history is written. The sixth personality is Al-Khwarizmi, died in 840. He was a famous mathematician who was born in Khwarizm in Persia. He established the Indian numerals system and use of zero in mathematics. His fame rests on his work Al-Maqala fi Hisab al-Jabr wal-Maqabla, from which the word algebra is derived, and on his mathematical calculations, which are named after him algorithms. Al-Khwarizmi also worked on astronomy and geography and made sundials and astrolabes. He died in 840. The seventh personality is Umar al-Khayyam, born in 1048 and died in 1125. Umar Khayyam, as he was popularly known, was of Persian origin. His name Khayyam actually means tent maker. He became famous later for his rubaiyat and quatrains, 4-line stanza. A very well-known rubai is quoted below. The moving finger writes and having writ, moves on nor all thy piety nor wit shall lower it back to cancel half a line, nor all thy tears wash out a word of it. Khayyam's important contribution to mathematics and astronomy, however, is less known. He reformed the Persian and solar calendar and renamed as Jalali calendar. This calendar is believed to be more accurate in its astronomical calculation than the Gregorian calendar, with a difference of only 1 day in 3,770 years. Learning about the achievement of these remarkable men in a various field of knowledge, we see that they lived in a period of Muslim history when the Muslim nations were strong and successful. This made it possible for the governments and the rulers to support and finance scientists, philosophers, and the men of knowledge, resulting in the developed civilization. Rubaiyat is a plural of Rubai, which means four-line poem. Umar Khayyam's anthology of Rubaiyat was translated into English by Edward Fitzgerald in 19th century. Dear students, these are book reading questions of chapter number 12 with page number. Write these questions on sticky notes and paste them on a relevant pages from 1 to 13. Dear students, open page number 55 and mark the book answer of book reading question. The question number 1 book reading answer is from here to here, then from here to here, then from Jeddah to Persia, and then Constantinople to Stepes, then Bukhara to India. This is all question number 1. Now come on page number 56. Question number 2 book reading is from here Ibn Battuta to Tughlaq Code. Question number 3 book reading is from here Sultanov till Sahara Desert, from here to here. Question number 4th book reading is from here to here. He spoke to Arabic. Question number 5 book reading is 113. Question number 6 is from here to here. The next half of 6 book reading is from here to here on page number 57. Answer of question number 7 book reading is from here to here. Question number 8 book reading is from here to here, and then from here to here, and then from here to here. Mark all these question answers on your book. Question number 9 book reading is from here to here in 1332. Then next half of question number 9 book reading is from here to here, then from here to here, and here to here, and then from here to here. In 1406 you will write by yourself. This is 9th book reading question. The answer of 10th book reading question is from here to here, then from here to here, then here by algebra and algorithms, then from here to here. This is full question number 10th book reading. The question number 11 book reading is in information box from here to here, full. Page number 59. The answer of question number 12 book reading is from here to here, information box. Question number 3 book reading is Umar al-Khayyam, you will write by yourself, reformed till calculations. Dear student, these are all book reading questions. Mark these questions on your book and learn. Now take out your notebooks for exercise questions. Note down exercise questions. What are mechanics, meteorology and philosophy? Mechanics, it is a branch of applied mathematics dealing with motion and tendencies to motion. Meteorology, it is a scientific study of process and physical phenomena operating in the Earth's atmosphere. Philosophy, the use of reason and argument in seeking truth and knowledge of reality. Astrology, it is the study of celestial objects of space and universe around. Astronomy, it is the study of movement and relative positions of celestial bodies as an influence on human life. Answer of question number 3. His fame rests on his work Al-Muqala, from which the word algebra is derived based on his mathematical calculations. His work in mathematics, algebra, astronomy and geography was important in coming days for scientists and scholars. Answer of question number 4. Traveling was very difficult at that time and required enough time and money. Now traveling is very easy and time saving. At that time people have to travel by foot or on animal back. That was slow means of transport. It took several days to reach any place, while now the means of transport are far quicker and modern.